Greetings! What is up, everyone? Welcome as we are here for Elite Raceway round number 8 taking place around Hungary. Now, as per usual, I will show you the Drivers' Championship standings. So, as it is right now, MK7 Hitch of the Ferrari team in first, 200 points. Myself in second with 183 points. MacT in third with 178 points. Modern Chicken in fourth with 168 points. Mahmoud in 5th with 118 points, the Yuppie in 6th with 116 points, Andy of the Haas team in 7th with 114 points, Alex of the Williams team in 8th with 99, 50 in 9th with 89, and Focoena in 10th with 84 points. And here you see the team standings. So it's my team, Alpine, in first with 218, MK7 Hitches team, Ferrari in second with 214, Macti's team, the McLaren team, in third with 212 points. You have Focoena's team, Mahmoud's team in fourth, Racing Bulls with 202 points, and then rounding out the top 5 is Mercedes, Modern Chicken's team with 197 points. So, as you can see, we are in qualifying and it is rain. It is rain. The first session of the season that has rain. So I will be honest, when I came into this session, seeing this rain, I was quite worried. So the race is going to be a dry race. However, qualifying is obviously, as you can see, this rain. I am not typically good in rain conditions. I just don't like it. I don't like it. So here you're gonna see we are starting our first push lap in these rainy conditions. So as you can see, heading to turn 1 and taking it all right, running slightly wide through that first turn hairpin. Now running down to turn 2, and as you can see, running very wide. Try to use the curb to get a bit of rotation. However, obviously with this rain, it is quite slippery and we did brake a bit late, so that did not do us any favors. Now going through that very difficult turn, and as you can see, it says purple sector 1. Ricky Stanicki setting the fastest lap with a 136.404. Then it's taken away by Spitz gains 133.733. Now going through this chicane, taking it pretty decently. Now going through these left, right, and left turns and just tiptoeing, having to be very careful as we are doing this lap. So now going through this, I'll call it a semi hairpin. So there you can see 50 setting the fastest lap with a 132. I believe I said 533. They're trying to use the curb to get rotation, but once again, slippery and then sliding, going through the rest of the turn, the exit of the turn. Now coming through the final turn and onto the battery, and we set a 133.854. That puts us in third place. Now for that first run, I only fueled enough to be able to do one push lap, and then I went back into the pits and made some adjustments to my setup as well as adding more fuel. So here you're going to see I set a 131.148 after making those adjustments. That puts me into 5th place. Now we drop down to 6th, and this is my next push run. So as you can see, nearly 1.6 seconds faster. So that's a 129.585 that we set, puts us into 5th place. And then here you can see on our next run, we about 1.1 seconds faster. We set a 128.503. Now then I decided to do a cool down lap and then start my final push run. As here you can see, qualifying is officially over. So we are currently in 4th place going through turn 1. You can see we're about 1/10 of a second faster than our fastest time set. Now going through this downhill left-hander, and as you can see, having to make quite a bit of corrections, but we are gaining quite a bit of time, and you could see that the track has dried out quite a bit, as you could see the dry line on the track. So here you can see as we approach the chicane, we are half a tenth faster than our fastest time. 50 setting 1:27.077. That puts him onto provisional pole position. We are in the midst of sector 2 and 7/10 faster than our fastest time. As you can see, going through that fast right-hander. And yep, so green sector 2 for ourselves, so personal best. Now going through this half hairpin, and now going through this slow left-hander. So we did a very good job on this final push lap when the track was also at its best. And there you could see about 9/10 improvement, and we are able to put ourselves into third place. So I was actually quite satisfied with this performance in the rain. So here it is, the starting order for the race. 50 in first place, Mahmoud second, myself third, Mac T fourth, Spitz in fifth, MK7 Hitch in sixth, Focoena seventh, The Yuppie eighth, Joe Beef ninth, Apex Agent 10th, Ricky Stanicki 11th, Armanson 12th, Buddha 13th, Alex Carew 14th, and Dragon Pengus in 15th. So as I said, pretty good performance. I was quite pleased with that qualifying performance, only half a second off of pole position, and typically not comfortable in the rain conditions. So I was quite happy with that performance in quali. However, we have to get it done in the race. So lined up on the circuit, we are starting in third place. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And we are underway. And as per usual, the king of race starts is here once again. So we move our way from third to first going into turn 1. So the pole sitter, which is 50, he is starting on the hard compound tire, so that is going to be quite beneficial for himself. Obviously, depending on any potential incidents that take place. We have Mac T in third. I can't remember where it is that he started. I think he may have started just behind myself, I think. And then we have Spitz, who is in fourth place, and then MK7 Hitch in fifth place. He has decided to start on the hard tires. So here we are coming to the end of sector 2 and doing a pretty good job at this point. Quite comfortable being in the lead. I did put in quite a bit of practice, like clean air practice, as far as this circuit was concerned. So I was quite comfortable being out in the lead. So here you can see going through the final turn, we crossed the start finish line setting a 1:23.868, setting the fastest lap of the race. Now we skip ahead to the end of lap 2. So, crossing the start-finish line, we set a 1:20.099. However, behind me, here you're going to see 50 making a move on ourselves. We brake slightly too late and almost go into the back of the Aston Martin driver of 50. Luckily, we were able to just veer to the right and avoid hitting the Aston Martin driver. Now we head to the end of lap 3, beginning of lap 4. And you're going to see I wasn't within 1 second of 50 at the DRS detection line, so I did not get DRS. There you can see the McLaren driver of Mac T making his way past myself to go up into second. Now we skip ahead to the end of lap 5, still behind Mac T at this point, and we have a 4.7 second gap to the car behind ourselves. There you can see the McLaren driver of Mac T making a move on 50, and it does look like 50 is trying to fight it back. So they're both basically side by side. However, with the DRS, Mac T does maintain that first place position. Now we skip ahead to the end of lap number 9, and here you're going to see Mac T makes his way into the pits. So that more than likely means that he is going to be doing a 2-stopper. As for myself, I had it in the plans that I was going to be doing a 1-stopper. We skip ahead to lap 15, and after that pit stop that Mac T made, you could see he is only 3.5 seconds behind ourselves. So he was pushing quite a bit. Here you're seeing 50 as well as myself going into the pits. Seemed like a pretty early pit stop for 50, having to do, what, 20 laps on medium tires. We go onto the hard tire, so we plan on taking these tires to the end of the race. So making our way through the pit lane exit and coming out of the pits, here you're going to see MK7 Hitch coming out, or in front of ourselves as we go through turn 1. And I actually didn't mind this because I know that MK7 Hitch has good pace overall on all tracks. So here you're going to see beginning of lap 17, MK7 Hitch does a bit of a wiggle to let us know that he is letting us through. So we make our way past the Ferrari driver. So now skipping ahead just a little bit as we are still on lap number 17. Here you can see we are approaching a back marker. So this is a car that we are now lapping. So now that I know this, so MK7 Hitch is a second behind ourselves. Mahmoud is 1.6 seconds behind ourselves. With us making our way past that back marker, I decided that now was the time to push and try and get a gap to both the Ferrari driver of MK7 Hitch and the V-Carb driver of Mahmoud behind myself. And as you can see with that pushing, as you can see 50 setting a 1:18.066 for the fastest lap of the race. So myself pushing, we get quite a decent gap. We set a 1:19.508 now, currently on the beginning of lap 18. Now we skip ahead to pretty much the end of lap 21. There you could see in the top left, Mac T making his way into the pits. So this is his second stop that he is making for the race. Ourselves now going through the final turn, now crossing the start finish line right here to commence lap 22. And on the track map there you can see us making our way past the McLaren driver as he was coming down the pit lane. So we are currently in second place. However, here you see the safety car has been deployed as there was an incident that took place. So as you can see, we decide we are not going into the pits, and that is because we picked a softer tire allocation for this race. Bad move on my part. It's something that I always do. Something I've been doing since probably F123 because I like to have an extra set of softs. Useless for Hungary. So mistake on my part. We couldn't pit. So we are now at the end of the safety car period. I am in the lead and now I am getting the race back underway. We have to take these hard tires slightly used to the end of the race with 10 laps to go. There you can see I got a pretty good lead on the driver behind myself, that being 50. Mac T actually makes his way past 50 going into turn 1. And I found out after the race that I actually got that good lead because the drivers were trying to let lap cars through and I actually didn't realize it. So there were I believe it's 2 lap cars that were behind myself. So that's why there's such a good gap through the safety car restart. Now, beginning of lap 28, there you could see both Mac T and 50 make their way past myself. There you could see MK7 Hitch having a look, and there was actually an incident as there was a V-Carb that was trying to go down my left side, actually made contact with myself and happened to spin out. So now we skip to the beginning of lap 29, and I'm just getting absolutely killed at this point. So MK7 Hitch makes his way past ourselves, and there you could see also Spitz Games making his way past ourselves as well. So we are currently in 5th place, and with MK7 Hitch having 6 seconds worth of penalties to his name, my goal is to try and stay within 6 seconds of the Ferrari driver. However, now skipping ahead to the final lap, you can see that I am behind Spitz Games here getting DRS, and I actually did not turn it on. Another error made by myself. However, there you can see MK7 Hitch is 6.6 seconds ahead of myself. And yeah, he just being on those newer tires because of the pit stop that he made during the safety car, with ourselves having to stay out on these old hards, he was just able to get a gap on ourselves, and there was nothing that we could do about it. So at the end of sector 2, you can see, or sorry, in the midst of sector 2, now coming to the end of sector 2, there you can see we are behind Spitz Games, currently in 5th place. He has a 3-second time penalty. There you can see MK7 Hitch 6.7 seconds ahead of ourselves, so it does not look like we are going to be within 6 seconds at the end of this race. Mac T getting the win for this race. We come home in 5th on the circuit, 4th overall, with Spitz Games having that time penalty to his name. So here is the final finishing order for this race. It is Mac T in first, 50, second, MK7H third, myself fourth, Pocoena 5th, Spitz Games 6th, Mahmood 7th, Joby 8th, Ricky Stanicki 9th, Apex Agent 10th, Arman Sinsim 11th, Alex Carew 12th, Dragon Pengas 13th, Buddha 14th, and the Yuppie in 15th place. So even though I was not able to capitalize on what should have been a top 3 finish for sure, I definitely should have finished in the top 3 if I had another set of medium tires I could pit onto during the safety car period. I would say overall, I was actually happy with my performance. Consistent driving, not making really any mistakes. Yeah, quite happy with my performance, and then also happy with my performance in the wet as well. So that is 2/3 of this season done, and we have 4 more races for the final third of the season, and I'm very much looking forward to it. I have a lot of confidence going into these final 4 races, as they are also tracks that I like quite a bit. So thank you for tuning into this round number 8, and I will see you here next week after round number 9, which takes place around Azerbaijan, Baku. Until then, take care.